Hey there, do you want to make money online without complicated tech and massive startup costs or a billion people who are already following you? Then this video is for you. No, this isn't a scam. I promise you it's legit. Whether you are a mom or a creative or just any human being with something valuable to share, I'm going to show you how to make money online doing it today. Hey, my name is Bonnie Wiscombe. I'm a business coach, content creator, and mom of a huge family, and I'm here to help you also be successful as a Christian online entrepreneur. Now, there are two main ways to get a business up and running in literally hours with very low startup costs in a way that can share your knowledge and expertise with the world. Are you ready for them? Number one, coaching other people, and number two, content creation. I'm going to break each one of those down for you in super simple terms so you can understand what they mean, how to get started with them yourselves, and how to pick which one or a hybrid of both that would be the best fit for you and your business. Now, it's no surprise why so many thousands, millions of people are attracted to online business. Staying at home in my pajamas and making money? Yeah, sounds fantastic. The internet is an amazing place. It's completely revolutionized our world, and making money online is just one way it has done so. But there are a lot of ways to make money online that are less straightforward and require big startup costs, require lots of education or experience, require physical products hanging out in your garage. You don't want to mess with any of those if you're just getting started, especially if you already have a busy life with kids or a 9-to-5 job. Now, sharing your expertise is the way I always recommend people get started with online business. You can always shift your business. You can always add in physical products later. You can always diversify your income streams if you desire, but starting with either coaching or content creating or a mix of both is the best and easiest way to start making income from home. Okay, so let's talk about coaching first. One-to-one coaching is kind of the holy grail of making money online. Why? Because you only need one human being to get paid. You just need to sell to one human being and show them that you can offer them the transformation that they're looking for, and boom, you've made money. And you've changed someone's life. That's why one-on-one coaching is so powerful and why so many people are doing it. You also do not need a huge audience because, again, one person to start, then 2 people, then 3 people, that's all you need. You also don't need fancy tech. Now, I'm constantly talking about the best tech or software to use in your coaching business, but really you could get started with just your phone. Just your phone. You could text friends and say, do you know anyone looking to XYZ, whatever the transformation is that you offer? And then you could call them. You could sell to them and they could Venmo you. It's that simple, right? With the technology that we just have in our back pocket. So one-on-one coaching, so simple to get started. But what is it exactly? What does it mean to coach another human being? Well, before there was life coaching or business coaching, there was sports coaching. When we think about a coach on a sports field, we think about someone who encourages us, someone who gives us tips and tricks, someone who helps us get from one place to another, from newbie to professional athlete, if that's the direction we're headed. For our purposes, I'll just define a coach like this. You are a coach if you help someone get from point A to point B using whatever transformation you have already been through. Have you been through a transformation? Yeah, guaranteed you have. Every human being has. We're going through transformations every single day, whether it's getting healthier. I mean, some of the transformations are positive and some are not so positive, whether you're getting healthier or less healthy, or learning to sleep more or learning to sleep less, right? We're constantly changing and transforming. But if you've had a positive transformation that has totally changed your life, that is a great place to start. And it doesn't have to be massive. It can be something small. Let me give you a few examples. Maybe you're a parent who learned how to homeschool, who thought, I don't really want to send my kids to the public school. What are my other options? And you read books and you watched videos, and through trial and error and through your own experience, you taught yourself how to homeschool your kids. You could help other parents get started. Or maybe you are someone who has really mastered time management. Maybe you have a very busy schedule and you have just nailed that down. You're super good at it. And people ask you for advice on it all the time. That's a trick when deciding on what you want to teach others or what you want to coach others on is there a topic that everyone picks your brain on? Get started there. Or maybe decluttering or organizing your home. Maybe you're someone who has always loved fitness, always loved moving your body, and you want to inspire and help coach others who are looking to get moving again, right? The options are literally endless. Any sort of transformation or positive change you've experienced or helped others experience, you can continue to teach via one-on-one coaching. Now, a few reminders about this. If you haven't chosen an area yet, your brain will likely say, I'm not an expert in anything. But the fact of the matter is everybody is an expert in something. You might not be the best expert or the most talented expert, but if you're even 1 or 2 steps ahead of your potential audience, ahead of the people asking you for help, you can help them, right? I don't always go to the richest person on the planet to learn finance skills. I just go to somebody who's a little bit further ahead from me and they can help me. Do not wait. Do not put off starting or building your business until you feel perfect or until you get certified or whatever. Now, are some certifications really valuable when it comes to coaching? I think so. I ended up going through a certification program that I really enjoyed and taught me a lot and made me a better coach. But I coached even before I got certified, and I think I helped people. So don't wait for some unknown day where you're going to feel more valuable or more worthwhile as a coach. Just get started now, and you will continue to learn as you start coaching. So that's the first way. That one-to-one coaching is probably the easiest, quickest way to make money online by helping people. Number 2, selling digital content. So you can sell your expertise to people through that one-on-one coaching, or you can bundle it up in a way in a packaged content and sell it to them that way. The benefit to this versus coaching is that you don't have to trade dollars for hours. What I mean is, if someone wants to coach with me, I have to put in 12 hours because I have a 12-week program plus the hours in between calls to coach that person. There's only so many clients I can take on. I can't take on 15, 20, 30 because I want to give them really good, high quality value. When it comes to digital content though, you can create it and sell it forever, right? Because it's digital. You create it once and you sell it over and over and over again. So what does that mean? Things like courses, things like ebooks, video trainings, audio trainings, templates, checklists, challenges that you deliver via email or social media. The options are limitless. So many different ways of sharing your own expertise that you gathered from your own transformation and giving it to other human beings in a way that can be sold over and over and over again. So if you're trying to come up with ideas for this, well, first of all, come join me for my office hours because I'm really good at this. If I do say so myself, I can churn out lots of ideas. We can brainstorm, come up with a few product ideas, digital product ideas that you can sell to your audience. But ask yourself this in the meantime: what have I learned, figured out, or overcome? What are ways I can package up this knowledge into a simple product? Couple of specific examples. Maybe you are really good at meal planning. Your family always gets a home cooked meal Monday through Friday. What if you did a 5-day video series or challenge on how to meal plan? You gave them a few tips, you showed them your process, and then you challenged them to do it every day. You could sell that easy. Maybe a printable system that helps busy moms organize their life. At the time of recording this, it's back to school time. Lots of moms feeling overwhelmed, new experiences to make sure their kids get to this school and that extracurricular. Maybe you could come up with some sort of a product that would help them get and stay organized and manage their time effectively. Maybe you are pretty creative and you already own an Etsy shop or a blog or something that you've built from scratch. What if you did a little mini course on how to start that for your audience? Maybe everybody loves that you sell handmade baby clothes and they would just really love to know how to get started with their own shop. That's something that you could sell as well. But the options aren't just one-to-one coaching or digital products. Did you know you can combine the two? This is actually my process for selling my one-to-one coaching. I sell a 12-week program that has live coaching every week with me, one-to-one, and a course. So the purpose of this is they get the course, they learn all the business information from my course that they go through on their own time, and then they bring questions and concerns to me on our calls and we walk through those, right? So that's kind of the hybrid model. Live coaching calls plus a self-paced video course that walks them through all the education they need to know in order for them to grow their own business. So many different options for those digital products, online courses, PDFs, downloads. The sky is the limit in building a content creator business. So now that we know the 2 easiest, most successful ways of making money online, coaching, content creating, what do we want to charge for them? Well, it's kind of the Wild West for what to charge these days. The fact of the matter is your clients will tell you what they're willing to pay for, and it's kind of a trial and error. But here's a few things to remember. People pay for results, not the amount of hours it took you to learn it or to create it. What does that mean? Well, if you're helping someone revamp their closet and get to where they always feel stylish, how much would you pay for that result? What if it only took the person 4 or 5 hours to create that course? Would the course only be worth $50 to $70 because they're making minimum wage? No, it's worth the results. And frankly, the results of feeling stylish and like I always knew what to wear in my closet would be worth probably thousands of dollars. I would love that. So think to yourself, what would people be willing to pay for the results, not how much effort or time did I take to put into it? Remember, your expertise is a premium because there's only one you in the whole world. No one else has your story. No one else has your experience. What you have to sell is valuable. All right, so just as a ballpark figure, I've seen one-to-one coaching between $500 and $5,000 plus. Some people charge multiple Some people charge multiple 5 and even 6 figures for one-to-one coaching. Obviously, you have to be really successful to get to that level, right? I'm not going to go spend 5 figures on coaching from somebody who just started yesterday. But start small, get some feedback, get some testimonials, and as you gain confidence and experience, you can up your price. When it comes to digital products, those tend to be cheaper because they don't get quite as good a transformation as working one-on-one with someone, but generally they're between $30 and $300 or $400 depending on the product. Although, again, I have also seen self-paced courses for upwards of $2,000, $3,000. Again, we're going to start small, we're going to gain some experience, we're going to gain some feedback, some testimonials, and raise our prices if we see fit. If you're going to do digital products, I highly recommend starting with some lower ticket options just to kind of test the market. So things like a template or a little mini training, just a couple of small videos. That can kind of test the water, see what the audience is looking for, see if they're willing to pay anything for what you have, and to go from there. All right, let's talk for one quick second about memberships. It seems like everybody and their dog has a membership these days, and every entrepreneur wants to start one. Why? Because it can be a very low ticket price, $7, $20, $50 a month, but you get recurring income every single month. And as your audience grows, so does that recurring income. So yeah, it sounds fantastic. Here's the problem. It requires a large audience. It requires managing of that community and ongoing content. So if you think it's hard to come up with content one time, try coming up with it every single week forever, right? So that's something to be aware of. It also requires some pretty sophisticated tech and very often a team to help support you. You're probably not going to run a successful membership with thousands of people in it if it's just you. So memberships are definitely a high level, more experienced business model, but they're not off the table. You can definitely head that direction. I want to have a membership one of these days as well. I just know my limits and I'm sticking with one-on-one coaching for now. It's a great thing to save for maybe phase 2 or phase 3 of your business. Now, if your head is spinning and you're feeling a little overwhelmed, we're going to talk about mindset real quick here, okay? First of all, like I said, you don't need a fancy degree. You don't need a fancy certificate. You do not need 10,000 followers to get started. You can get started today, right now, by sharing your expertise. You only need one person who trusts you enough to help them. And then your influence can grow. Then the transformation you're offering people can grow as you get better at and more people start to trust you. Here's what you don't need to get started. You don't need a fancy website. You don't need fancy branding or a fancy website or a perfect funnel. All you need is a way to help people, and then you start sharing that information. You show up, you serve, you offer a transformation, and then you do it all over again. You really can keep it so simple at the beginning. Here's the thing. So many of the women I talk to get into business because they feel called to it. They feel like God was like, hey, I gave you these experiences. I gave you this expertise. Now you got to go share it with people and help them change their lives as well, which is awesome. But then we get in our own heads like, oh, but I'm imperfect. Oh, but I don't know how to help people. Oh, but there's so far I still have to go. It doesn't matter. God qualifies those he calls. Okay. He will give you the expertise. He will give you the skills, the talents, the tools you need to help people, but you have to get started. You can make a huge impact, even imperfectly. It's all any of us ever does. There's nobody out there doing anything perfectly. We're all doing it imperfectly, but we get better as we have the courage to take action. And on that note, as a Christian, sometimes we have a little bit of drama about money. We think, well, I just want to go out and serve and help people. I don't want to charge for it. But the fact is, what we have is valuable, and people don't value it unless we tell them how much to value it. For example, if you get a t-shirt that's $5 at Goodwill, how much do you value it versus when you spent $50 or $500 on? Not as much, even if it's the same brand, right? Money tells people how much to value things. So please charge for your products and services so people know to value them and to invest in themselves to get the transformation they're looking for. Building a business is not going to be easy, my friends. It never is. It's going to require faith. But guess what? As Christian entrepreneurs, we are really good at faith. So faith is that fuel that's going to drive your coaching or your content creating business. You have to show up and keep believing in it every single day. In fact, tell me in the comments what transformation you've been through and you are either already coaching people on or creating content for, or if you're still in the planning phases, let me know what you're thinking about doing. I'd love to give you some feedback. If you got any value from this video, please hit like and don't forget to subscribe so you can get notified every time I post a video to help you with business strategy or mindset. Talk next time.